Hi, welcome to the next video in the end of the year series. And if you do not know what is this is generally something that I do as an end of the year thing. I've done this in 2020, I've done this in 2021, and generally the series has some set number of videos, a set format to it, and you can check out the older ones from last year. But today's video, as a part of the end of the year series, is worst books of 2022. Okay, now these books, in my opinion, were not so good books, and these are the worst of this particular year. For me, it might be this list. For you, it might be a different list, and that's totally okay. But if you really did not like any of the books, mentioned in this list, let me know and we'll have a conversation in the comments. Or if you liked any book, let me know that as well. Maybe that will change my perspective. So like the last couple of years, this year's list is actually not very big. Exactly, I know, surprising, but yes, it's been a conscious decision to read books that I would like, read books that suit my tastes, and I'll only pick up a book if I'm 100% sure that yes, there would be elements in the book that I would absolutely like. I don't have time for bad books at all. So this particular list is in no particular order. It's just in the order that I read throughout the year, and the list has just 4 books, like only 4 books. So starting with the first book that I absolutely disliked this year, and it was a crowd favorite. It was also longlisted for the Booker Prize, and that's The Trees by Percival Everett. Now, for all the lovely accolades that Percival Everett has won, and I do believe that he's a very talented author, he is someone who writes a lot about his community and things like that. This particular book did not hit the mark at all. It starts as a satire. It starts as a thriller, you can say, because some white men in town are being murdered, and there is a murdered black man as well on scene. So it kind of creates this kind of environment of confusion, of racism, which is, understandable, which is good. The setup is very good. But as and when you progress through the book, it just gets very confusing. It just gets rhetorical at times, and the way it ends is like absolutely rhetorical. And the moment I read this book, because I read this book before it was longlisted for the Booker, and not many people had read it, but after it was longlisted for the Booker, many people even liked it, many people did not like it, and the book had like total Marmite reactions. So yeah, The Trees by Percival Everett was one of my worst books of 2022. And the next worst book of 2022 is Sorry, Call Me By Your Name by Andre Asiman. And watch the movie. The movie is better. This is one of those few books where the movie is better than the book. And let me tell you, absolutely hated the book. Like it just shows someone who's really unhealthily obsessed with another person, and there are no boundaries. There's just like a lot of kink, and yeah, that's it. That's all this book is about. But when it comes to the movie, it's more, I would say, like, although of course there are a lot of sexual stuff that's there in the movie, of course, but more than that, it's more about the expressions. It's about like a young boy falling in love with someone older and things like that. So I absolutely recommend the movie over the book for sure, any day. And the next one is actually not something that everyone's read it. I mean, it's a very obscure book, but here's a warning that not to read it, and that is Joy by Angelo Lacuesta. So I received this as an ARC, and it was my choice to read it, and I thought I would like it, but unfortunately I did not like it, especially because it just felt super disconnected for me specifically, maybe not for someone who's in the Philippines. I also felt very disconnected because the way the book kept moving was a bit, again, rhetorical. Things were happening again and again, and I really don't understand why this book is called Joy, because it's a very silly reason why this book has been titled like that. Again, this is my opinion. All the best to the author though, because this is a new book in the market, and I hope it has a good reception in Southeast Asia. And that being said, getting to my fourth bad book of this year, and it is an overhyped book, you guys. Like, really, I am really surprised people like this book, but I understand it as well, and that is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Honestly, this book is BS. Like, the book is complete BS, okay? So I'll tell you my problem with the book. 70% of the book goes in unnecessary build up. Like, it's just totally unnecessary. And when you get to know the climax, you get to know the entire situation in this particular house, it's just like, what just happened? Like you just have like an eye roll moment there where you're like, like, did this really happen, or am I just dreaming? Like, the moment I read it, I just felt like you know the meme, you know this meme? Yeah, I literally felt like that meme. And the book sucked. However, I did end up giving this a bit of stars, I think 2 stars or something. But the only thing I liked in this book is like the scene where there is a lot of action. Like, that's the only 2 to 3 pages that are well written in the book. Otherwise, it's a shit book, dumb book. I don't like this book at all. Don't read if you think that our reading choices really match. If you stay till the very end, give me a cross emoji, because these are like worst books. So like cross emoji, like just 4 books which are the worst books of 2022. I leave it up to you whether you want to skip these books or not, or maybe just read them for like maybe read half of it and see whether you really like it still or not. Yeah, this is just like I said, my opinion, my thing. This is just my judgment in general, and I am a nobody on the internet. But yeah, feel free to read these books no matter what.